Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome today to Banished. This is a game I've been looking forward to for a very long time. It's by a company called Shining Rock Software, and it's recently just come out on Steam. It's a city builder with a slightly more brutal twist. It's more about survival than actually about building the city. So what I'm going to do is just show you a new game and just show you the kind of first basics of it. So I've had one game of this so far, which I've had for about 4 hours, which is going okay, but it's hit a few problems here and there. So we'll just do Lugdonia, because that's always in every one of these things I do. Valleys, small, climate fair, disasters on, medium start. Yep, that's fine. So it's a nice little game, but it's not like other city builders with like you go onto tech and establish this massive global power. You've got a couple of families, and that's about it, and there's the basics to survive. So first thing we're going to do is just pause so we can have a little plan. So this is the kind of area we're looking at, which is quite a weird start actually. We haven't got a lot of land, to say the least, which is actually going to be quite a hard start. Okay. Right, well, the first thing we're going to do then, we need to establish somewhere that we can actually build. So first of all, we're going to remove all resources in this area here, and probably just around the village as well. And we're going to get that all nice and stocked up, and I'll build an extra stockpile kind of there that people can store stuff. So let's just get that speeded up so they'll go and crack on. So then I'll go gather all the iron, all the stone, all the wood, and bring it back to the stockpile. With this game there's no money, it's just all about survival, so it's about just getting resources. I don't think it actually saved that stockpile I did, so let me just drop a new one of those. Put it there we go, now it's definitely done. Right, so we want to just get most that we can, and then we're going to start planning. So we want to be getting to this river so we can get some fish. So that's going to be the kind of main thing that we can do, start earning some money that way, earning some food that way. That's a pretty good way to start, is fish on this. We're going to need, all these people need houses, which is why they've got little house symbols above them, so we're going to be working on that as well. So, in fact, main thing that I have actually forgot is 2 very important panels that you do need open. There's this one, which is just very basic information. So it says what type of season it is, which is incredibly important. How many people you've got, how many kids you've got. Children can't have jobs until they reach a certain age, then they can start to help you work. So when they're children, they just drain the resources, they eat the food, that kind of stuff. And then just general, like what you've got and basic building resources. Average health of your citizens, happiness, etc. Second one you want open is this one, which is just an event log. So this will tell you when someone grows up, if someone dies in an accident, if you're running low on something. It's just generally quite helpful to have lying around. And the other one I like to have open is this, which is assigning jobs to people. So at the minute we've got 10 adults that are all labourers, so they just kind of fill in the gaps and do whatever jobs needs to do, and just at the minute they're just labour, so they're just cutting down everything, stockpiling it all. When we need to build something, we need builders, farmers, so you basically just start filling up the jobs, which is usually, there's usually a building associated with each one. So again, we're just going to speed this back up so they can clear out the area a bit more. And then we're going to start planning the area, I think. So we've got a nice amount of wood. We're in late spring, so we really need to be getting this set up quick. So what we're going to do, we're just going to slow that back down just a little bit. Food, fish. So let's just... Right, there you go. There's one built. Now we want some builders. So if I just put 2 builders on just to give that the best efficiency that it can get. And then also, I'm going to start building a road system, I think. So we're just going to put that across like that. Then we're going to bring it up here. Across again. And then going up to the barn. And that could just be a basic road, which we can then start putting houses off. So that's exactly what we're going to start to do now. I'm going to start placing homes. You can change the design of these homes So you just rotate them as normal, and then I think if you press F, you actually change the actual style of home. So you can zoom in here and you can have a look. But there's a few different types of homes you can have. There you go. In our event logger, one of our children has actually just become an adult. So we're gonna have this house, I think. We want about 4 or 5 houses. So we'll just do 5 across there like that. Just keep them in a line. And now we want to just speed this up again. Okay, that's going well. So we've got a nice surplus amount of everything. They're going to get all this path built up properly. Then they're going to start carting resources over to here. When you click on a building, it'll basically tell you everything that needs to actually be finished. So it'll tell you how many objects you've got to remove. So in this one, there was nothing needed to be removed. It needs 30 logs, 16 stone to be dropped off. Then you'll see a foundation appear. And then it actually just needs someone to come and put some building into it. And then actually it'll be finished. So that's generally what we're all aiming towards. Now, I think the next thing we want to be doing is looking at where we want to go next for food. Because fish isn't going to support us for very long. So the thing we probably need is a gatherer's hut's pretty good. So this has got an area radius that it affects. So we're going to put this behind around about there, I think. So you'll just see the general footprint of that there. Labourers will go over and start to clear the area so that can actually be built, and then I'll build a path up to it and put some actual gatherers in there. So we finally stripped this area. There's the foundation down on that, so that's actually getting finished now. Builders are soon sorting that out. As soon as that's finished, we now want to put in plenty of fishermen. Not 5. We need 4 for that to work at maximum efficiency. So they're going to go start fishing now. And just then they'll start delivering these boxes of fish up to the barn so everyone can come pick it up. Right, next thing we need to do is we are going to also need a woodcutter pretty soon. So we're going to put this woodcutter, I think, up here somewhere. So if we put the woodcutter there. Now, do we need to build a bridge over this? I haven't had to deal with these little streams before. I would imagine I would still need to use a little wooden bridge just to get over. Yep. So we're just going to build a little wooden bridge. Food reserve is getting low. Our reserve of firewood's basically gone. So we're having a bit of trouble at the minute. We need this built, and we need it built pretty quick. We're now in late autumn, so now we're going to be in a bit of trouble if we can't get this sorted quick. So, usually you wouldn't be building as fast as I'm trying to build this. You would have just been taking your time with it a little bit more. But I'm trying to show you a little bit more just to show you the basics of what's going on. Someone else just become an adult. Okay. I think the one thing we want to start setting up ready for the spring is a crop field, which I think we will put around about here. We'll have about a 10 by... do a 10 by 10. And then we just want to change that, and we want to do corn, I think. And then we need 2 farmers for that, so there you go, we'll make 2 farmers. In the spring that'll start working pretty well. Right, a child's been born. This is the other systems in the game. Each one of these houses, 2 adults will move in together, and then they will start to have children as soon as they move in. There can only be like 1 set of adults in the house. Well, they can keep adults, but they live in families. But it'll be only the top 2 that actually kind of breed, as it were. So these 2 have just got together and they've just had a kid. Once that reaches 10, so 10 years old or 10 seasons old, whatever it is, they'll then become workable for you. So you can just basically flick through. So this guy's still in a bit of trouble with the cold, and their health is suffering for it, unfortunately. May need to slow this down. Is that gathering hut built? Yes. Yes it is. Right, we're going to need a couple of gatherers. So we'll just put 2. And then we will also put a path just to make this go a little bit quicker, like that. We've now got a woodcutter's yard. Sorry about this, my throat's gone a bit sore it seems. So now we've got a woodcutter. Again, I'll quickly put a path to that. You don't need the path, it just makes everything a little bit speedier. So they'll start producing firewood out of this massive wood that we've got. So hopefully if I actually speed this up, that'll start to take effect. Because these people are in danger of freezing to death. Gonna need to get herbalists soon as well, which I'm thinking what I'm going to use over here is I'll probably have a huntsman, not a huntsman, a forestry that'll basically it'll destroy all the rocks in the area, replant it all with trees, and keep producing wood rather than me cutting down an area like this that will never grow back. It'll keep replanting them every year and recutting them down, which is pretty handy. So that's generally what we're aiming for next, I think. So again, I think all we want to do for now is just maybe remove the stone. Right, we're in late winter now. So let's have a look. A forester's hut, or do we want to get a herbalist first? Our health is deteriorating, so a herbalist would be useful, but they need a pretty decent area to work. Actually, they work pretty well with the gatherer's hut, so if we put that up here, like that, it can connect to the same road. Did that leave the footprint? Yes, it did. So our labourers will go and clear that. So the herbalist will basically go and gather random herbs and mushrooms and all that kind of stuff to basically help cure people. The gatherer's hut will try and gather roots and berries and all kinds of stuff to help feed your people. So, which you'll see in here. At the minute we've only got fish. So basically fish are the only thing that's sustaining us at the minute. Now we're in early spring, our farmers should start to come and plant this. Hopefully, at the very least anyway. They should be. Yeah, there we go, they're going to start working on that now. And then before summer, that should start to be ready. Our woodcutter's getting to work actually cutting up the wood and taking it to the stockpile. So now, we just want to be working on the next set of stuff now. So we're going to need a forester's lodge, which I'm thinking to put somewhere around about here. But again, that's going to take a long time to get sorted because it's got to do a lot of clearing. And you need quite a lot of workers in a forester's hut for it to become pretty viable. So yeah, that's a kind of basic setup. Another child grown up to an adult. Pretty cool. So, how are we getting on with this? They're still removing stuff, so they'll do all the removal stuff first. Now everything's removed. Now they'll start bringing over the actual resources that they need to lay the foundations. There we go. They're just going to slowly fill that up, and then the builders will come over and actually build it, which is nice. Crops are going pretty well. So here's the yield. You can force it to harvest early, which is kind of cool. And some years you will have terrible harvests, so you can't always rely on them. So it's generally good to have lots of different types of food coming in. So eventually we'll have a hunter who'll be going around hunting deer in an area. We'll have the gatherer going around gathering berries and fruit and all kinds of stuff. We'll have the farms, we'll have the fishing. So you want to basically maximise your options, so if one fails, something else can basically keep you covered, because it's very quick to starve to death on this. I mean, already my people are getting a bit unhealthy, so they'll start to risk disease, which is not good. I don't want that happening. So they're just dropping off everything they need for this now as well. So we're getting pretty far through it. So we'll just give it a couple more minutes, see if I can show you a bit more. Aha, here we go, the herbalist is finished. So I will put down one herbalist. In my save I've only ever needed one. I've not needed any more than that. That's been able to keep a population of like 40 to 50 people pretty healthy. So, because at the start they don't get that ill. Once the herbs have built up, it's pretty simple. So hopefully, so we've got one herbalist working on that. We've still got 4 labourers. Pretty much all the jobs are filled, which is good. And this is about to finish as well, so we're now going to just put, I think, 3 of those labourers straight into it, and they are going to go round. They're going to break all the stone that they can. Oh, I need to change up the log limit because we've already gone over the log limit. So I'm just going to put that right the way up, so they're willing to work up to 2,000 logs. So they're going to go around, break all the stone because they won't farm that, so it's pointless it being there. So they'll break all that, take it to the stockyard, and then they'll start farming the trees, replanting new ones, and eventually this entire area will be very rich forest, and they'll just keep systematically working through it. It's very cool how it works. Which will then instantly go to the fire cutter, who's going to keep us stocked up with firewood, who I'm going to just set him to work to about 400. See, so no one's freezing to death, no one's starving to death. It says the reserves of food are a bit low, but that shouldn't be a problem for too much longer. We've got a nice stock of stone and iron and wood, and there's going to be a lot more coming soon. Right, let's see how we're doing on the old... See, at the minute, as soon as we're getting berries or anything, the villagers come and grab it and they take it to their houses. So each one has a stockpile inside. So these people have got a load of corn, firewood, mushrooms, roots, onions, which are all coming from the gatherer apart from the corn. Same here, so they all come and grab it and stockpile it for as much as they can. So yeah, that's the very basics of Banished. It's a very brutal survival game. It very rapidly snowballs and goes horribly wrong, as I've started to find out. But it's very cool. So we've played nearly 2 years already. But we're doing okay, surprisingly, considering I rushed build it. But this isn't the ideal setup, so don't expect to try and copy this. But yeah, if you want to see more Banished, let me know, because I know quite a few of you like me doing these city builders and management games. Drop me a comment, tell me what you think about the game, and pick up the game on Steam if it looks like something you're interested in. It's a very cool game. I believe it's if you want to save yourself a bit of money, I believe it's a little bit cheaper on the Shining Rock website themselves or Humble Bundle. Otherwise, get it directly through Steam, if that's your kind of thing. So yeah, just let me know what you think. And thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all soon. This has been Banished, and goodbye.